Hello, and welcome back. You've got Nate with Long Range X. I wanted to do a video today on the Creedmoor and the Creedmoor Showdown. All these look here pretty similar, but they are all very different in their own unique way. So going right to left, we have the 6.5 Creed, the original. We have the 25 Creed, the 6mm Creed, and the little 22 Creed on the end there. I want to talk about pros and cons on all four of these and my opinion on them. So we're going to start with the 6.5 Creed and how I feel about it. None of this is the word of God. It's just what we've found shooting these cartridges and our personal beliefs. So when the 6.5 Creed came out, it doesn't do anything any better than the 6.5 by 55 Swede has for the last 100 years. It is not a new technology. It is nothing fancy. All that stated, the one thing that it did is it broke a floodgate of .264 caliber bullets that finally hit the market. Where the 6.5 by 55 Swede, the 6.5-06, the 6.5-06 actually improved, the .264, where all them cases hit the floor, was at the time there was no following for companies like Sierra or Spear or Hornady or even Nosler to build good .264 or 6.5 caliber bullets. That stated, when the 6.5 Creed came out, it awakened the 6.5 market. And now there is not a single company that doesn't build 5 different bullets for it. The 6.5 Creedmoor outshoots and outperforms the .308 Win in every category you can name except for maybe foot-pounds of energy. As is for wind drift and drop at 1,000, it's beating it. And it wasn't long before the 6.5 Creed came out where everybody owned 3 of them. When the 6.5 Creed hit, I mean, it flooded the market like a river. Until the 6.5 PRC come out. And then everybody started calling the little 6.5 Creedmoor, the 6.5 needs more. Because it lacked in speed compared to the new cartridges that were coming out, like the 6.5 300, the 6.5 RPM, the 6.5 PRC. All of them beat the heck out of it in the corner in velocity. The one place that they can't beat it, though, is in barrel life and cheapness to shoot and low recoil. It still has its perks, even though it's not the long-range god that was promised to us when it first came out. It's still a very, very effective little cartridge. Deadly accurate. It's offered in any rifle platform that you can name. And to top it off, it's just fun to shoot. It wasn't long after it came out when everybody started wildcatting it and necking it up and necking it down and necking it any direction that you could think of. And since it came out, the 25 Creedmoor was right behind it. Not offered in SAAMI chamberings, but the wildcatters were right there on top of that. Everybody that loves a quarter bore loves a good 25 Creed. The issue I found with the 25 Creed is it does not have enough case to really push the number on what a quarter bore can do. To explain that, let me show it to you. On your right is a 180 grain Berger VLD hybrid in a 284. And on your left is a 145 black hole in 257. These 2 bullets here are both 6.80 G1 ballistics coefficiency. So now we're pushing 145 grain 257 at the same ballistics coefficients is we are a 180 grain Berger VLD hybrid. The issue is, in the little Creedmoor casing, we don't have enough powder burning behind it to really take full effect on those high BCs. With a bullet like that, you're still only around 2750 through a longer barrel. Deadly accurate, really impressive, low recoil, fun to shoot. Everybody loves the 257, but I can't say it does anything better than the 6.5 Creed already has done. Just recently it took off with Sammy offerings and everybody's building it, and we'll see, maybe I'll change my mind. The one that took off right after the 6.5 Creed did was the 6mm Creed, and the 6.5 Creed wasn't on the ground for very long before they were Wildcat and 6mm Creeds as well. The 6mm is probably, or the 244 caliber I could also say, is probably the one cartridge we haven't seen a lot of breakthrough with in many years. So that was also impressive. The 243 Win being one of America's favorites for decades. But we haven't really seen that much of a breakthrough in 6MMs. George Gardner's offering a 6mm GT. P.O. Ackley made the 243 Ackley improved. We also have the little 6 Arc. The 6 Dasher is an absolutely amazing cartridge, but none of those, except for the 243 Win, none of those are really offered in standard everyday rifles. And none of them have the speed that the 6mm Creed does. I think everybody that knows me knows that I am a massive fan of 243 Ackley improved. And I do believe the 6 Creed is only about 150 feet a second behind it. And you don't have to fireform your own brass and sit down and buy special dies for it. You can actually buy ammo for it over the counter, which takes away a lot of fun for us wildcatters, but for the plug-and-play boys, it's just there and available. And it is a pretty badass little round, if I do say so myself. It's throwing 115 grain Bergers at well over $3,000 with longer barrels and hand loads. I bet you out of all these cases, the 6mm Creed was the most overlooked when it came out. But it took off like wildfire in the competition boys and the bench rest boys. And I do believe it's here to stay. The main issue with the 6mm Creed that everybody's complaining about is a shorter barrel life, which sometimes you just have to pay to play. And barrel life isn't all what it's cracked up to be. There's a lot of people that'll slap a new barrel on. There's a million companies out there that are willing to rebarrel your rifle and get you going again. So I don't stress that as much as others do. Last but certainly not least, in the Rocky Mountains 10 years ago, I don't think I could have named a single pickup that didn't have a 22-250 riding in the back seat. And again, in the 22 calibers, we haven't seen anything massively exciting come out for a while. But 22-250 and 220 Swift slowly kind of faded out over the last few years. You don't see them in gun stores. You don't see them as readily available as they used to be. But when I was growing up, you were a nobody unless you owned a 22-250. The only thing cooler than the 22-250 was the 22-250 Ackley improved with a fast twist. So then you had speed, but you still didn't have the bullets that we had today. In my opinion, we've went around in a full circle because the little 22 Creed is not that much different between the 22-250 Ackley improved. Again, bullet technology is the #1 thing that's changed. That stated, I have had a lot of fun with the .22 Creedmoor. I think it is deadly accurate, low recoil. It's a great round. Many people are using it as a deer rifle. It is an awesome varmint round, and it's just, to me, I know to a lot of people it's a brand new cartridge, but to me it reminds me of the old days when we used to travel around with 2250s or 2250 Ackley improves in the vehicle. With them high BC bullets, with 80 grains or 88 grains of bullet, you're still pushing over 3,300 feet a second through a longer barrel. I dare say that the .22 Creed's probably going to be the quickest one to die out of the lineup, and the reason is it has a pretty short barrel life. And we have seen with the plug-and-play boys, with the 204 Rugers or the 220 Swift or 25-06s, when you play too rough, it really chases people off of the cartridge itself. Barrel life has never been a concern in our world in the way we shoot, but it is in others. Me, I would sooner have a lot of fun than worry about the little stuff. If you can afford the rounds to burn out a barrel out of one of these rifles, you can afford a new barrel. That's just my opinion. Either way, that's the Creedmoor lineup. I have enjoyed and loved extensively testing every one of these cartridges. It's been a ball. It's always fun when you're playing with new guns. And that's my 2 cents on the Creedmoor lineup. If you have any videos you'd like to see or any information that you would like on these, just yell at me, like and subscribe to my videos, and comment down below your opinions on this. Please let me know, like and subscribe. And as always, God bless America. Thank you.